All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for joining us today. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate a very simple way to tie an arbor knot for purposes of driving line onto a fishing reel. I had a subscriber send me a question. He was having some trouble getting the knot to not slip as he was driving the line onto the reel, and asked if I could demonstrate the process for him. So I'll do that for you guys right now. Again, very simple process. I've got some spool of line that's designated for our demonstration that I've got already strung up through the last eyelet of this pole here, and you'll see why that's important here in just a second. So if you want to demonstrate the process, you'd have some spool and then some line, a pole with the spool strung through the last eyelet of your fishing pole. And so basically what we do, we start off with just tying a loop knot. And the uniqueness of this knot is that it prevents slippage onto the reel. And so it's just a standard loop knot, right? And so here, loop, we're going to bring that in one time under, and we've got our loop knot there. Yeah, and we're going to hold the bend of that loop, and we're going to draw that in just a bit. I'm going to draw that knot in, or that loop in, till it's about an inch from the tip, and we'll go ahead and cinch that down. And this is going to be our catch knot. And so that's knot number one. And the second part here is that we then take the bend, get a bend in our line, I don't know, maybe a foot or so, and we're going to pinch it at about 3-4 inches from the top, enough to where we can take that loop and put around the face of the reel like that. Okay, and so we're pinching that there. You see that? Got enough line hanging here on our tag in. Okay, maybe, I don't know, 8 inches or so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the tag, we're going to bring it around the index finger and thumb. And I don't know if you can see that I'm beginning to create another loop there, right here. So we took that, we brought it around the index finger and thumb and created another loop. And then we're just going to take the tag now and bring it through that bottom loop that was created, like so. Okay, and then we're going to take now this configuration and put this onto the reel, like that. And then we're going to begin to kind of just, we take the tag in, which is in my right hand, and then the other main part of the line that's in my left hand, we're going to kind of just draw that like this. Right, and we'll begin to kind of just draw that in, draw that in, draw that in, draw that in. And I'll show you what that looks like from an over top view here. This knot right here is essentially what's going to get caught by this smaller loop here, which is what actually prevents it from slipping once we cinch this down. So I'm going to go ahead and cinch this down. I want to just capture that. All right, so we see how that knot's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm going to just bring that in just slowly. And this is what actually makes the arbor knot unique for this particular for spooling onto a reel. And now that we've got the knot very close, we'll go ahead and hold the tag in and cinch that down a little bit. And now we're just going to bring that in very gently. And you'll see that starting to slide, 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 slide. Knot's caught, and then we'll go ahead and cinch that down to the actual reel. Look at that. And now this is very firmly tied onto the reel where it will not slip as we're turning the gate and beginning to reel the line onto our onto the spool. And so we'll go ahead and cut this off right here. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and bring that onto the reattach the spool to the reel. All right, and so with the spool now attached to the reel, we've got our line that's coming through the top eyelet here that's attached to the spool there. We can now just create just a little bit of tension by holding the pole and the line itself, and we now just go ahead and just start reeling that in like this. And I'm now just pulling line off of the spool and now putting it onto my pole. I'm sorry, onto my reel, from spool to spool, from main line spool to fishing reel spool. And we'll just go ahead and do that for however much line we want to put on, whatever our line weight to reel ratio is. And that's how you spool up your fishing reel with fishing line and using the Arbor Knot. So hopefully that was informative, and hopefully it was a much simpler approach than tying it freehand. I used this device just to hold the reel in place for purposes of demonstrating how to tie the Arbor Knot. Hopefully it was visible enough for you, and hopefully that helps. And so thanks so much for joining us. If you're enjoying the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see my process for choosing different types of structure, be it laydowns, brush piles, stump systems, tree systems, when I'm targeting crappie, go ahead and click this video right here, right now. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.